Hello, welcome tonight to the Hey Joe Show.
Good evening.
I tell you what, I love going live every Sunday night. I really do. And every night,
it's a great way to end the weekend.
It is. It's a really good way to end the weekend, and we're glad that you joined us this evening. And of course, we want to welcome you and thank the lightnetwork.tv. Check them out if you haven't already done so. Truth.fm. And then also check us out on the YouTube channel.
Yes,
for the Hey Joe Show. So,
Joe,
what's been going on?
It's been a busy weekend.
It has been a busy weekend. You and I have called up for about a whole
30 seconds.
About 30 seconds. That's like right. Because I had the wonderful opportunity to go to Louisville, Kentucky yesterday and to preach this morning at the Cedar Springs congregation there in Louisville and spend some great time with the Yokums and with Zach Martin and the good congregation there. I'll tell you this, the more that I go there, the more that I truly just fall in love with those people. They're wonderful Christian people. And they love our family, and we're just glad that they allow us into their congregation. So if you're in the Louisville area.
I'm always proud when anybody invites you anywhere, Joe.
This is probably true.
Okay, so.
That doesn't happen often.
What are we talking about tonight?
What are we talking about tonight? We're talking about stuff. As a matter of fact, I'll be real with you. The Hey Joe Show, in which I appreciate one of the comments on that post about the announcement of me going to Cedar Springs was, Joe Wells keeps it real, right? So tonight I'm going to keep it real. You ready? We're going to keep it real. I usually try to select the show topic based upon what has happened in the news, what has happened in the area of
current events.
Youth, current events. And then the idea is this, what makes our show stand out, I guess, a little bit, is that it isn't so scripted. It really is kind of a subject, a cultural concept, and then let's talk about it, right?
Right.
So here's the deal, and I think really what you've been doing will flow directly into this conversation.
What I've been doing?
Yes, what you've been doing, because with your business, you have another business, and of course you can plug that at some time if you want to, but if you're looking for a travel agent to help you with that amazing vacation, Erin Wells is definitely the one, Erin at keystodream.com. But anyway, you have been doing what all weekend? And don't say fighting with a computer.
Well, that is really what I've been doing. I've been creating a newsletter.
You've been creating a newsletter. That's right. Now, I want to kind of, as we lead into this, what is the purpose of your newsletter?
I did not know I was going to get grilled on my newsletter.
I know.
To keep those that I have traveling up to date with all the latest information on what's going on with their travel plan.
Right. So your deal is then to communicate effectively, but also, let's be real, there's a hope that if somebody's going to take a vacation, that they will think about taking that vacation with you. Right? And so that's part of it as well. So could you say, and I'm going to put words into your mouth, that a newsletter could also be an aspect of marketing?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So here's the deal. In what we do through Kyle Publications and what we do with the Hey Joe Show, marketing.
Now here, you're leading down this track.
What track am I leading down? You want to guess?
Marketing.
Oh, marketing. You asked what's the topic tonight, right? So with Kyle Publications.
Marketing.
It's marketing. With Kyle Publications and with your business, and really with any business, if there's anybody watching this tonight who owns a business, you work in a particular industry that requires this, or I would even offer this, teenagers who want to drum up interest in an activity or perhaps a club at school or something along those lines, we all understand the importance of marketing, right? Now, marketing, though, is... it's easy to comprehend the need for it. It's not always easy to comprehend the how and the why behind it, right? And so part of the reason we're bringing this up, being a culturally relevant show, is what we try to do. We're bringing it up because there's a lot of spin, I guess you could say, that's going on in the world right now. A lot of spin as to news headlines, a lot of spin as to the way information is relayed. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is that if you control the way the information is relayed, then you actually can influence the response that someone has.
Ooh, are you sure?
I am sure. And here's a for instance. If I came home and I told you that, let me see here. What can I say? I came home and I told you, I'm going to use a hypothetical, right? Let's say you have a dog that you really love. We don't have a dog currently, but we have intentions to have one in the future sometime again, right?
Sometime in the future.
But let's just say this. Let's say I came home and I said, Erin, I ran over the dog. Now, that's one way to relay information, isn't it?
That's a pretty terrible way.
That's a very terrible way to relay information.
Pretend dog that we don't even have right now.
But what if I said this, Erin, while I was driving home, there was a child who was I thought going to run out into the street. And in order to avoid hitting the child, I actually had to swerve. And in my swerving to avoid hitting the child, I ran over the dog.
You appealed to my heartstrings.
Absolutely I did. Because you now, in the first example, you look at that as, you ran over my dog. How could you?
Really, I'm still mad about that scenario.
I feel bad for this hypothetical dog, which still is alive. However,
I feel bad for you because you're about to be in trouble for running over a hypothetical dog. Just saying.
But the idea, when I relayed the information the second way, you said, oh, I may miss my dog, but I get it, right? That child did not run out in the road, or you didn't run over the child. And so when you control the way information is delivered, mm-hmm. and you control the details of the story, then you actually can influence the response of a person. And that's what marketing is. Now, you look at this and you say, Joe, why are we going over marketing? Why are we going over marketing? Here's why. Okay? Because God gave us brains, and he intended for us to use them. Okay, that's the nuts and bolts of it, right? If you wanted to say, what's the short end of it?
I hope he intended us to use
He intends for us to use our brains. But in using our brains, that means that we must be aware of what's going on when it comes to marketing. Now, it's not, marketing at times is often, it's oftentimes looked at as kind of an incidental thing, right? It doesn't matter. Sorry, I got something in my eye.
That's always
other than an eyeball. It doesn't matter. Everybody, has marketing, but I want you to understand that there's power in marketing. And if God gives us brains, which he does, and he intends for us to use them, which he does.
Just kidding.
You heard Erin say that. I did not say that. Then the idea is this: we better learn how to discern between good and evil. And marketing at times has a way to present what is good, what is evil. It can portray it as good.
Ooh,
and what is good can be portrayed as evil, right? So here's the deal. We've got to learn how to weed through all of that marketing. So why deal with marketing? It's because we have opportunities to hear messages all day long. And what we think about those messages and what we conclude on those messages oftentimes has to deal with, have we been sucked in to the spin, right? Have we been sucked into the spin? And here's something I thought was quite interesting with next week being the Super Bowl, which quite honestly, I don't care. Which is a big deal.
Never thought I would hear those words.
There's reasons I don't care, of which we don't have to go into. Love my family and everything they've done, but this is not about that. It's about, quite honestly, the respect for the flag, if you want to know the truth. Okay, so here's the deal. In the Super Bowl that's coming up, this particular article that came out said that CBS, I guess that's what the Super Bowl's on, that they have just about sold out of Super Bowl ad time. Now, there are 77 slots for the Super Bowl for commercials.
You mean they haven't sold out yet?
It says it says that it has sold out national ads for the big game. Yeah, so I guess they have. But here's what it says. It's virtually sold out, which I don't know what that means.
Not yet.
But, however, the idea is this, that when CBS has 77 slots, I want you to listen to this number. And it's always amazed me, the number that goes into commercials, right? CBS has initially been pricing 30-second commercials at around $5.6 million.
What?
5.6. Another industry buying executive said the advertising research company says 2020 prices was at 5.2 million. So either way, between 5.6 and 5.2 million, depending upon who's doing this reporting, I think it's quite interesting that individuals would spend such high numbers on 30 seconds. And that's because...
Do tell. Why is this?
Well, you know why. It's because when they tell you you'll look good with their product...
Like I'm excited to hear what you're about to say.
You're not excited?
Oh, always.
I don't even know how to respond to that, Erin. I really thought you were,
hanging on to your every
excited.
word?
Yes.
Well, usually.
But the idea is this, that they spend that much money because there's obvious reason to believe that it works. So some of the big ones that you might see that are buying time are beer commercials, Chipotle, Vroom, Toyota, M&M, PepsiCo, Cheerios, Doritos, Kellogg's, Pringles. TurboTax is buying slots.
TurboTax.
And so when you look at that, it's quite interesting to see why they would spend so much money. And here's one of the reasons they would spend so much money. Nielsen Media, which is a watch company over stats, basically, as all things media related. They rated for the game in February 2020 between Kansas City and San Francisco just alone that it would total 99.2 million viewers. That's what it did on Fox, right? When it was on Fox a year ago in 2020. So we're in 2021, February 2021, right? So last year it was 99.2.
The extension of 2020.
That's right. Another 2.8 million viewers streamed the event on a digital platform. So you do the math. Over 100 million individuals.
You don't ask me to do math.
Don't do that. Don't do that. So over 100 million individuals notice that game and watch that game. So here's the deal. You have $5.6 million to reach 100 million views. That's why they spend that money. Now, on top of that, there's other reasons why they would spend that much money, though, and that is because when you really get down to it, the research shows that effective marketing can actually influence the way that an individual responds to a product. So in other words, when they show that commercial and it's a cute little puppy dog, I mean, what feelings do you think come along with a cute little puppy dog?
Which is exactly what I just said.
That's right. What feelings come along with a cute little kitty cat?
I'm assuming you liked cute
the
little
truth
kitty cats.
comes out, Mrs.
Then it would
Wells.
No, I do actually like kitties. I just don't love it when they become cats. But anyway, that is beside the point.
I think we need to explore that a little bit here on the Hey Joe Show. All things counseling for everyone. Why do you not like cats?
No, you're getting on a tangent. You're chasing a rabbit with your cat conversation.
Why do you not like rabbits?
I love rabbits. Okay, let's moving along.
So what's the psychology behind marketing, right? There's got to be something to it.
Are you asking me?
Well,
because I don't know that I can give you like the official text.
No, I'm just curious because you were in radio for a number of years. You were an on-air personality in Idaho, and I know that you all had multiple commercials that you would play. Did you ever stop to think?
That wasn't my job. I just pushed a button.
Well, okay, but
came on. But yes,
you did have to talk into a microphone.
Reason why you had commercials,
right? And so, were there any that you could really sing well by the end of your shift, like that you knew?
Yes, I still know.
What were they? Tell us one of them at least.
No,
come on, you got to.
I won't, but
was it Tab? Was it Tab Coke?
What?
You know, the soft drink Tab.
That was before that time.
Was that
was
before,
even farther?
Was
away
this
in the past.
the original Slinky Dog toy commercial?
Stop! I'm not that old.
Hey, well, tell us one. I'm curious now. Was it like Tootsie Roll? How many licks does it take to get to the middle of a Tootsie Roll?
It was not a TV station.
Okay.
This was more local event.
I'm just trying here. I'm trying.
It was more local events that were going on in the area.
Folks, I'm trying to get her to sing on air. That's what I'm trying to do. And I don't think she's going to do it. So, but let's think about this. Let's see if marketing works, right? So
obviously yours doesn't.
Obviously doesn't. Here you go. I'm going to throw out some marketing lines.
All right.
And let's see if you can guess what they are.
Pressure.
Okay.
You know, I don't like to feel
tested. All right. So hold on. Let me see what I can find here.
I have test anxiety.
Well, we're about to get a lot of anxiety then. Let me see what I can pull up because this is now a cool game. I can throw one out there.
All right.
One of them would be your way right away. Have it your way right away.
Is that Burger King?
That is Burger King. Don't fail me on this.
I'm feeling so stressed.
All right, let me see here. I'm going to see. Let me see if I can pull up something that will help me.
I can think of some
off of my head.
now.
All right, you give me one.
For a
Klondike bar.
Okay, you didn't have to sing.
All right.
Sorry, everybody.
So, why would you say sorry? That was a great one. Yeah. I did great on that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of another one. It obviously easy ones like if I said the Golden Arches.
Okay, McDonald's. But
yeah. What about? Trying to think of some old ones. One was, and you'll know this one because I say this isn't your father's. Come on now. Don't make me look bad on the air like that. This isn't your father's. Somebody in Facebook land knows this. Somebody who's listening live.
I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
What?
I know, but I know I've heard it before. Does that count in marketing?
I'm gonna see if somebody on Facebook knows it.
Is it like a car? Like Rolls Royce?
It is a car. Rolls Royce. This isn't your father's Rolls Royce. I don't think it's the Rolls Royce.
Buick. No, I don't.
This isn't your father's Buick. Come on, somebody help her out.
I know it's a car. Somebody else said Buick.
No, not Buick. This isn't your father's Oldsmobile.
Oldsmobile, that's right.
Oldsmobile. This isn't your father's Oldsmobile.
You went before my time.
Before your time?
Yes, I think so.
All right. So here, finish this one.
Okay.
Where's the... It's a question. Where's the...
I know it's a question. Start with the where. I do know my English.
Goodness. Where's the beef?
Okay.
Where's the beef?
Come up with easier ones.
Well, I'm trying to bring some up here.
You're not making a good case for marketing.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Apparently, I thought you were knew your stuff.
Well, I do know most of my stuff. Ask me something I know.
Well, I don't know what you know now. All right. So how about this? It describes a food, and its tagline is satisfying.
You're terrible at this. You are terrible. Okay. Let's
It's a Snicker bar.
Okay. Well, that's
Snickers bar.
No. Okay.
Right.
See, when I said what would you do? Ooh, and you say for a Klondike bar, that's an obvious.
All right. Well,
one.
give me another one then, because apparently I am terrible at this game.
Well, did you already say the whole center of the
Tootsie Pop?
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
Right.
Did you already say that one?
All right. What about? Okay, I got some of the.
You should have had these ready beforehand because you just getting them off the top of your head is not going well.
Why? How about this one?
Hopefully, at least some people are having some good laughs at our expense while they're listening.
Right, so I'm going to give you not necessarily a tagline, but I'm going to describe something to you. Okay. It is.
But I like taglines.
I know the taglines are easy, right? How about this one? There's a bunny that is...
The Energizer Bunny.
Okay.
That was so easy because you said bunny.
Yeah. How about this one? There's an individual who always wears...
Doughboy.
What? Hey, what?
I just was going to guess it was going to be the Pillsbury Doughboy, but...
Okay. Very good.
Was it? You didn't
right off your head. I didn't say there's an individual who's
anything.
responsible for baking and is white. So,
really? Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
All you said is there is.
I know. You guessed and you got it right. All right. So here's the deal.
Myself.
We could chase all these down the line,
chasing rabbits
but
now.
Get the point, right? The point is this: that marketing
works.
And if marketing wasn't something that was able to be branded into our minds, people would not pay such large amounts of money for these things, right?
Okay.
So here's some
So,
principles to
marketing works.
marketing. Just be aware. Tonight's show is not so much a, I guess, a Bible study. Not against that, but it's more of a kind of Joe and Erin just having fun, and we're glad you joined in talking about the subject of marketing.
There's really actually a purpose for marketing.
There is a purpose for marketing, and that is we've got to be wise and discerning, and see through the spin, I guess. So, all right. So here's the deal. There are principles to marketing that we need to be aware of. One of those is called priming. Okay, priming says this, and I'll list this article under the show notes so you can look at it. It says, have you ever played the game where one person says a word and the other immediately responds with the first thing that comes to their mind? Okay, this is kind of how priming works. You're exposed to one stimulus and it affects how you respond to another stimulus. So as an example, here you go. Ready?
Okay.
I'm going to give you a word.
I'm
You
ready.
tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, right?
Okay.
Yellow.
Crayon.
Sky.
Airplane.
Shoe.
Sock.
Banana.
Chiquita.
All right, so that's called priming.
No,
all
I'm
right?
going to sing. Okay.
Yeah, you could do that,
All
right?
right, no.
So priming is a very subtle technique that gets you to respond. So the power of word choice is crucial in priming,
This is
in
fun.
marketing.
Let's keep. Okay, no. Nobody wants to hear you keep saying words.
I know they don't, but it's quite funny to hear you respond to that, right?
I know, it's
So
kinda
here's the
fun.
deal. I can use priming techniques, be it words,
Okay.
or I can use images. And all of those will bring forth within the viewer feelings, emotions. It will tie you to something, right? So if I show you a child who climbs in bed, a commercial where a child climbs in bed with the parents after having a nightmare, right? And you're gonna feel a certain way towards that, right? So what if at that point in time my commercial is about security? And I want to sell you alarm systems. And the way to do that is by showing you the security that a child feels crawling in between the parents after having a nightmare. All of a sudden, you're going to go, that security company really cares. And you got all that because they manipulated your feelings, because they put something in your mind to think about, right? So that's called priming. Number 2, it's called reciprocity. Now, here's what it says. Introduced...
I can just go.
Introduced it in Dr. Robert Cialdini's book, Influence the Psychology of Persuasion.
You probably
The concept of reciprocity is simple. If someone does something for you, you naturally will want to do something for them.
Now, this is true.
So the idea is this. I show you a commercial where good deeds are done. Or I tell you a scene, right, or an image. You're going to feel a certain way about someone doing something for someone else that they couldn't do. Perhaps it's somebody going grocery shopping for an elderly shut-in individual. And the idea is this. I don't have to see the complete picture of that. All I have to do is see a good deed being done. And then in my mind, it's left, I need to do good deeds. Because I just experienced something that had happened, even though it didn't happen directly to me.
Good deed.
Right. So if I want to raise money for a food bank, or I want to raise money for individuals who help shut-ins, I might show you a commercial along those lines so that you will feel like you need to get involved doing those things, right? So that's reciprocity. Another one is this, social proof.
Reciprocity.
Yeah, so most marketers are aware of this concept already, but it was too important to leave out from this list. If you're not familiar with it, social proof is the theory that people will adopt the beliefs or actions of a group of people they like or trust. So in other words, they call it the Me Too effect, right? So imagine this, teenagers, they like something because their friends like something.
I think that might happen.
It's a group think concept, right? So we want to use that marketing with the Hey Joe Show. The more people like the Hey Joe Show, watch the Hey Joe Show, talk about the Hey Joe Show, then individuals may start saying, well, I need to check that out too, right?
Right.
So the idea is social proof. If my social group approves of it, then I will prove. So the question is this: how can I show you How can I show you that a lot of people like our product? And that's one way. So your marketing then appeals to the masses. And in your marketing, you show that the masses are flocking to what you're putting out. That's why you'll have some commercials that will have big groups of people that may all want to show up together and celebrate with your particular item, be it some type of drink or some type of food or at some event.
Okay.
Right? So another one is called the decoy effect. So you got all these, right? You're taking notes. Priming,
okay.
reciprocity, social proof, and decoy effect. Here's what it says. You'll often see this effect in pricing models. One price point is intentionally included to entice you to choose the most expensive option. Get that one, right? So here's the deal. I will show you multiple prices.
That one doesn't work on me.
Well, here's the way that it works, right? Let's say I want to give you 3 options to subscribe to a website. And option 1 costs you $30 a month, right? Or $30 a year. We'll say $30 a year.
Okay, because I was going to say I'm too cheap for that.
But for $30 a year, you don't get very much. You get the basics, right?
Okay.
And then I show you the most expensive one, which costs $100 a year. For $100 a year, you get everything. You even get access to the Hey Joe Show
that's
staff, where you have bought the privilege. Listen to that, right? You have bought the ability to send us direct emails, to call us anytime you want. Now, here's the reality: you can do that anyway. So this is not a sales pitch. But so I show you the base model, and then I show you the most expensive model, and then here's what I do, because this is the one I really want you to buy. I show you the one in the middle. The one in the middle costs $50. Now, here's the deal. You could have gotten the $30 one, which doesn't get you much. And in your mind, the $100 a year cost way too much. But for $50 a year, you know what? I think that does pretty good. It's not the least expensive. It's not the most expensive. It's kind of right in the middle. And most people will look at all of those things and they'll say, I think I'm going to choose the one in the middle. I don't know if you recognize that's a marketing ploy. When they show you the various prices of various stages, all of that is to direct you to something that's to a certain one, right? And so some of the programs that we subscribe to, they'll actually have that in their year subscription. It'll show the lowest model, then it'll show the most expensive model, and then it'll show the middle one, and then it'll actually have a tag that says something like most popular. And I think that's quite interesting, right? Quite interesting. All right, so one more, and then we'll be done. Another one is called scarcity. Ever gone to buy airline tickets and see a tagline that says only 3 seats left at this price?
Just yesterday.
That's called scarcity. This psychology principle goes back to the simple formula of supply and demand. The more rare the opportunity or the content or product is, the more valuable it is.
You mean that whenever I have to get the last seats because it says it's the last ones, that it's not
that could
really
be a marketing.
The last seat?
Well,
you mean they're lying to
No,
me?
I'm not going to suggest they're lying.
Okay.
But here's the deal: why do they need to tell you that it's the last seat?
So that you'll hurry up and purchase it.
So you'll feel there's a hurry, right? I can't wait.
I'm rushed. I've got to do
must
this.
make the purchase, right? So
Well, it works when it comes to airlines.
Well, and it works when it comes to a lot of things. That's why we're going to put out on the Kyle Publications website every single one of our product that there's only 2 left. And we're going to just see no, we're not going to do that. Listen up. We're not going to do that. But I do find it quite interesting that people will use these ploys. And there's actually 5 others that I'll include in the notes.
Like no time to
there's no time. But here's what I want you to understand.
There's a lot that goes behind marketing.
Yes, and this is where we cannot be sucked in. Not just when it comes to do I want to buy the pair of shoes or do I not, but not even when it comes to moral agendas or immoral agendas would be a better way to say that in America, because agendas are also marketed. There will be individuals who will come out as spokesmodels on behalf of agendas. Commercials will be put forth. Phrases will be turned in such a way that if you disagree with that agenda, then that means you don't like people. One of the ones that comes to my mind is the issue of abortion. Is it taking the life of a human, or is it saving the life of the woman?
Twist.
It's twist, and that's what it all is. And it's not just that. The idea of like transgenderism or homosexuality, the arguments are always phrased in, if you stand up for the truth of God's word on those subjects, then you must not like people. Or even in the area of religion, when we're having discussions and individuals take a stand where the Bible stands, such as being baptized for the remission of your sins, then individuals will say, well, you are the only ones who think you're going to heaven. That's all a twist and a spin.
It sounds to me like this whole marketing show was a setup for upcoming episodes.
You know what? Maybe it is. Maybe that's my producer's way of telling me what we're going to talk about in the coming days. But here's the deal, though, and this is what I want to leave you with tonight. Marketing is all around us. You and I will not escape it. As a matter of fact, I'll be very blunt with you. Kyle Publications, we try our best to market. We could probably do better at it. However,
now this is a positive show. There will be no negative talk like
well,
that.
maybe there's going to be somebody who's a marketing specialist who listens to this and will say, you know what, that is a great ministry. I want to get behind that and just see what I can do to help Kyle Publications, right? In the Hey Joe Show. But here's what I want you to understand. Marketing is all around us.
Right.
It's in billboards. It's in commercials on the radio. It's in commercials on satellite radio. It's in magazines. It's on even on social media, folks. The idea is
Especially
not
on social media.
The idea is not, can you avoid all marketing? The idea is this: can you read between the lines to see what they're really trying to do? And then can you separate your feelings and can you separate your leanings from what they're trying to get you to buy into from what does God's word say
and
on it?
that's where the discernment comes
That's
in.
the discernment, because oftentimes we live in a culture that people think with their heart. They think with their feelings instead of thinking with their brains. And I know that sounds cold, because what do you mean, Joe? You don't feel? Oh, yeah, no, I do. As a matter of fact, my son and I, one of my sons, we got talking about men and crying. He goes, well, I've seen my dad cry a lot. And I thought, that's all right. That's all right, because I am more emotional. It's not about do you care. The issue is, are you thinking with a discerning mind?
Right.
And so was this episode possibly a setup? Possibly, for future episodes. But the idea is this, that we've got to understand marketing is out there and we've got to see through the twist. So that's what I got, Erin.
All right. Well,
that's it, huh?
I'm interested to
Just
see
kinda-
what next week's episode is going to be.
I am too.
Joe's all
Because
being
I have no
all,
idea what it's
"Ooh,
going to be.
Yeah, whatever. You're being all smooth, but I know where we're going with this.
Okay.
I got it.
All right.
I got
Well, we
it.
want to thank you for tuning in
Yes,
tonight.
thank you.
Thank you so
Everybody
much.
Have
Go
a great
ahead.
night.
You take
I'm
it.
just gonna tell everybody to have a great night.
Well,
Enjoy your week.
you have a great night
I'm
too.
trying to be not you.
Oh,
Of course, you'll have a great night. You're
thought
going
you were
to be
wishing
hanging
it
out
was
with
me.
me the rest of the evening.
I know that. Hey, seriously,
All right.
after
Thank
being
you to the Light
gone, I'm very
Network.
excited
Thank
about
you to
that. So it's gonna be
Truth.fm.
good.
Thank you to everybody who listened.
Check us out on
Make
YouTube.
Sure that you, yes, I was just going to say
The Hey
that.
Joe Show.
I was just going to say that. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, go ahead and finish. Say it again.
Check us out on YouTube. The Hey Joe Show. All right. Good night.
That's what we have tonight. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Please hang up and try again.